those of you who don't know me already, my name is Michael Herbert and I'm Chairman and Chief Executive of the Tussauds Group. The reason for this video is that I'm anxious to make sure that everyone in the group is aware of what we are doing and what our plans are for the future. As we expand, it becomes more and more important to keep all of you well informed. That's one of the main reasons for publishing the Tussauds Group news. But in addition, I feel that a video can demonstrate some of our plans even more effectively than a newspaper. I hope you'll enjoy it and find it interesting. I shall be telling you about our plans for Woburn. Since the public announcement last October, we've been negotiating with Lord Tavistock's advisors and with the local planning authorities. Although the park is only a mile or so from the M1, it lies in quite rural surroundings, so it's understandable that some residents have expressed concern about the effects of large numbers of visitors coming to the park. The investment is huge, up to £60 million. However, thanks to our shareholders, the Pearson Group, who are giving the project their enthusiastic support, we'll be able to handle the financing. If all goes well with our negotiations, we hope to start work later this year with a 1992 opening date. I've already mentioned Woburn as being our choice to develop a £60 million attraction. But why Woburn? Why £60 million? And what do we plan to do there? We chose Woburn for a variety of reasons. First of all, our research found that its location north of London, south of Birmingham, and very close to the M1 was quite the best site to achieve a gate in excess of the 2 million visitors we require a year. Secondly, to draw the 2 million visitors, the park must be nationally significant, and people must be willing to travel up to 2 hours or more to get there. Hence this major investment of £60 million to attract and fire the imagination of our visitors. Another consideration was knowing that the present safari park was coming to the end of its lease, and the Tavistock family would be seeking a replacement which would provide funds for the upkeep of Woburn Abbey. Our project will occupy 400 acres on a site somewhat larger and leafier than the current safari park site. What are we going to do there? We realise from our developments at Chessington that we've acquired an expertise second to none in this country in creating attractions that have thrills, spectacle and colour, all capable of being integrated into a financially viable operation that people will want to visit. We wanted, therefore, to give the Chessington development team the chance to come up with an innovative plan for Woburn. A little about the history of Woburn Park. In all, it covers 3,000 acres and was largely designed by a famous landscape architect called Humphrey Repton, who began work on the site in 1804. Our 400 acres is part of Repton's grand design, and therefore our project attempts to integrate itself into the park rather than impose itself upon it. There are features of Repton's design that are really quite surprising. For example, he planned to have themed areas. He designed a Chinese garden to house a Chinese dairy. Compare this to the views of the Mystic East at Chessington. He planned an American garden, although I don't think he saw it in quite the same way as Chessington's Calamity Canyon. He also planned a menagerie and a games area. Now, having set the scene, let's move on. Imagine you have parked your car and paid your pay-one price admission into the park. You'll find yourself in Main Street. Shops, places to eat and drink, and a large theatre housing a unique live musical magic show. You'll be drawn down Main Street by the sight and sound of a large fountain, and at this point you have a decision to make. Straight on over the bridge, or shall I turn right or left? Let's turn left into the valley and find Carnival Land. Here we see a variety of rides, such as a wave swinger, a magic carpet, a carousel, and many more. But what is that monster ride ahead of us? It's a huge looping roller coaster which covers an area 6 times bigger than the Alton Towers corkscrew. The cars climb to over 100 feet and then do all manner of unmentionable things before coming back to the end of the ride. Now let's pretend we're feeling okay and we turn right instead of left at the fountain. and are confronted by an enormous racing roller coaster. Hold on to your hats as I tell you that here 2 cars race each other on twin tracks in and out of the trees, up and down, first one car and then the other in the lead. Which car won? Did you have your eyes open? Now back to the fountain again, and let's proceed over the bridge where you get magnificent views of the roller coaster down in the valley as it rockets along its merry way with 7 upside-down loops. We find ourselves in Fantasyland, where natural disasters, adventures, give way to supernatural ones. It's a land of dragons and goblins, wizards and giants, earthquakes and volcanoes, and you experience all these and more in a fantastic ride called Journey to the Centre of the Earth. To get there, you must get into a raft which shoots the rapids and journeys along turbulent waters, hopefully to safety. Apart from all this, we shall have a large flume ride, a runaway train, and much, much more. And not least, Ali Hassan will present his spectacular non-animal circus. There will also be a long tram ride which circles the park and stops and starts, allowing visitors to get on and off to visit the various themed areas. We shall retain the safari interest by designing animal areas to be viewed in various ways, by foot, on elevated platforms, by rail, by bus, and by monorail. I think that is enough to give you a taste of our thrilling new venture. If all goes well with our planning application, we hope to begin groundwork later this year and open up in 1992. Now you've heard of some of the group's plans for the future. I say some because there are others in the pipeline. The Tussauds Group clearly has an exciting future. I myself have been part of the group for over 20 years now, and I cannot remember a time with better prospects. I hope you will be able to share in that future too.
The Tussauds Group, exciting your imagination.